This is gonna be a sick ass video. The idea of selling this car, it sounds like insanity in my head. When I was building it, I could have sworn up and down that I would never get rid of it. But the more that I sit here and the more that I think about it, the more that I contemplate this uncontemplatable idea, the more that I start to realize that the path forward is not this DSM. And as unfortunate as that is, as sad as that makes me, I love this car. I've got probably over 4,000 hours working on it, and well, it was a big part of my life up until very recently. But the path forward becomes more and more clear the longer that I sit here and the longer that I think. And unfortunately, the path forward is not this Eclipse. The path forward is going to be a totally unique project that, man, I would put my money on the fact that any freaking person in this, anybody who likes cars will be like, holy shit, that's a sick build. But first, here's why I decided that the Eclipse has to go. You know that feeling you get when you just bought a car and you're like, man, I am never gonna sell this thing. Well, I certainly had that feeling with the Eclipse. I love that car. I cannot believe that I, mostly personally, was able to transform that car. Looking back at the Eclipse, I really don't know why. I couldn't tell you what I built it for. And when it comes, when that build comes to a halt, a build that you don't know why you're building, you're just building it for the sake of building it. Well, when you finish building it, what do you do with the car? There's no end goal with it. It just ends up sitting exactly like mine is right now. Let's see if this thing will even start back up again. And I think that's where the problem arises. I think maybe my goal was to have a clean Eclipse. If I had to put a title on it, that would be the goal, is to build a clean Eclipse. But there's a problem with this goal, and that it's very finite. I built a clean Eclipse, and now what? What do I do with it now? Cool on it. It's just unpractical. No real racing possibilities, at least not for me in this car. And so it sits. It just sits. Maybe I was not in a position to try to plan for the future of the build. I was just kind of rolling with the punches, trying to do any possible mod that I could.
Alright, so relocating the fuse box is kind of a hassle. I don't want to get any of the wires mixed up, obviously. So what I started doing is just doing it one wire.
And that's exactly why I listed this thing up for sale. Because for my next build, I know exactly what I want to build, and I know exactly why I want to build it. And maybe that was the problem. Maybe my end goal with the Eclipse was to build a clean Eclipse. And well, I've done it. It's a clean Eclipse. It runs, it drives, it does everything it needs to do. But what do I do with it now? I didn't have a plan for after it was finished. After I hit my goal, there was just simply nothing left to chase. And that's when I had a realization. Don't make your goals finite, because once you reach them, you just end up going crazy. You start getting restless, and that's exactly what happened with me in this Eclipse. Instead, you gotta make your goals finite enough to be able to get up and get after it. But you have to leave a little bit of room for ambition. That is how you never run out of purpose. That is how you go from just building a car to building a car that keeps on giving back time after time after time. I learned this from building my GTO. It's a 1992 Mitsubishi, but the build quality on it is beautiful. The people that put these cars together in the factories, I cannot imagine anyone leaving their job and not being proud of what they have accomplished that day. These cars are just beautiful machines. I think the reason that I love this GTO so much more than the Eclipse, even though arguably it's way less built, there's like 4 total mods on this thing. But the reason that I love it more than the Eclipse is because of the purpose. I built it to enjoy it with my wife. This is the type of car that she actually can get in and ride in it comfortably instead of, well, this. The Eclipse, it's just too loud, too rough, and honestly, it's pretty dangerous. I enjoy hanging out with my wife way more than I enjoy driving any car. That's exactly why the GTO is basically stock. The motor's all stock. It's got some sort of exhaust on it that came with the car. It's not too loud. And all I did was throw some bags on it and put some wheels on it. And that's it. This car is perfect for the purpose that it's supposed to serve. And that's where the new project comes in. This is gonna be the most badass thing that I've ever built, by far. This thing is gonna be a freaking sick car. And even though I just said that the Eclipse is too loud, it's too rough, too dangerous, this thing will probably be all those things on a slightly higher level, but it will be enjoyed at a racetrack. The purpose is to get a little bit into racing, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe drifting, maybe some circuit racing. But that's not important. What is important is the coolest frickin' project that you've ever heard about. And what it is a 3000 GT. Big surprise, right? But that's not the surprise. I have a very clean Southern Mitsubishi 3000 GT shell. I'm going to buy a Mark III or Mark IV Volkswagen Golf Jetta GTI, whatever it is. But it's going to be a VR6 and it's going to be a manual. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip that VR6 and that manual transmission and I'm going to install it in the GTO. I'm going to mount it in the back. So it's going to be a rear-wheel drive VR6 GTO that's going to be turboed, make like 500 horsepower reliably on basically a stock VR6. I believe that I only need a spacer for the head and I can push 500 horsepower. And the idea of a rear-engined, rear-wheel drive 3000 GT, if that doesn't sound freaking badass to you, then really I don't know what the hell sounds good to you. And the better part of that, all of that is, you could probably pick up one of these Jettas for like $1,000 with the motor and trans combo that I need. So all I will need is just like a standalone ECU, some fab work, which I'll do myself. And there's definitely going to be a few challenges, a few things that are probably going to come up that are going to be difficult, like getting the axles figured out is going to be interesting. Figuring out what I'm going to be running in terms of rear suspension. I'm not sure if I'm just going to run like the VR4 rear suspension, just run axles to the transmission, or if I'm going to just run a whole new different subframe. I'm not sure, but what I am sure about is that this is going to be the sickest freaking build ever. The inspiration for this build came from the sickest freaking, I think it's a GTO that I've ever seen, ever.
I'm gonna show you how I boost in that engine from that engine.
It's this yellow race car that's, man, it's badass. I believe the guy's name is GTO LM on like Facebook. I'll put it down in the description. But this thing is sick. He's actually got two engines in this thing. One is just to power the supercharger and all the accessories. And then the main actual motor, that's what drives the car. And man, this thing is the most badass GTO I've seen in my entire life. And honestly, it's one of the most badass cars that I've seen ever. I love these unique builds. They're so cool. And that's essentially where I want to head. In that direction, at least, is where I want to head with the GTO, or the 3000 GT shell that I have. So we'll see what happens. But man, I am excited. This is something that I could 1000% pull off. It's essentially very not difficult. At least in my mind right now. I think that in reality it's not that hard to do this. So yeah, it's gonna be freaking sweet. This is gonna be a whole new level. It's gonna open up a whole world of possibilities for me and for anyone who decides to join me on this journey. And if you want to see this insane build come alive, then stick around, because this is gonna happen. Anyways, I'm Taras, and this is Objective Garage. where we wrench with heart, speak the truth, and always keep it real. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really, really, really appreciate every single one of you. And, well, Greg, this one was for you, buddy. My father-in-law got me this Browns hoodie and the hat. And, well, even though I don't like sports, I like the guy. He's a pretty not bad human, so, you know, it is what it is. I know I say that a lot, but it really is like that.